The next gland as per the NCERT is the testes. A pair of testes are present in the scrotal sac. Scrotal sac is always outside the abdominal cavity of the male, and there is a reason behind why testes are outside, though this topic comes in details in 12th class. Just let me give you a small brief. The testes are in the beginning inside the abdominal cavity of a developing child in the mother's body during pregnancy. So while a male baby is under gestation period developing inside the womb, testes are initially inside the abdomen, but by the time the child travels from pregnancy, from 6 months of pregnancy to the 7th month, these testes are supposed to descend down into the scrotal sac. And the reason is testes are able to perform their function properly if the temperature around the testes is 2 to 2.5 degree less than the internal normal human body temperature. So this temperature is only possible if the testes come out of the abdominal cavity, and this is done by scrotum. Details will be in the 12th class because this is required for proper sperm formation. So a pair of testes are present in the scrotal sac outside the abdomen of the male individual. Testes perform dual function. So testes are called as the primary sex organ as well as the endocrine gland. Testes is composed of the seminiferous tubule and the stroma, which is also called as the interstitial interstitial tissue. The Leydig cells or the interstitial cells which are present in the intertubular spaces produce a group of hormones called as the androgen. Mainly the main example of androgen is the testosterone. So this hormone comes from the Leydig cells. Now Leydig cells are not a part of the seminiferous tubule, but they are present outside the seminiferous tubule. Now what is seminiferous tubule? It is the site of sperm formation, and its detail will be there in your 12th class. The androgen regulates the development, maturation, functioning of the male accessory sex organs like the epididymis, vas deferens, seminal vesicles, prostate gland and urethra. Out of all these, the two names which are mentioned here, seminal vesicle and prostate gland, these are glands which synthesize the semen. We all know semen is a fluid which is discharged or ejaculated. So semen is equal to the fluid plus sperm. So that fluid is synthesized mainly by seminiferous tubule and to some extent by the prostate gland. Seminal vesicles are a pair in number, and prostate is the largest one, is single in number, and urethra is the longest pipe in this case. And urethra, which we have already covered in the urinary chapter, is longer in the male compared to the female. These hormones stimulate the muscular growth of the facial as well as the axillary hair, aggressiveness, low pitch of the voice, etc. Androgens play a major stimulatory role in the process of the spermatogenesis, that means the formation of the sperms, also called as spermatozoa. Androgens act on the central neural system and influence the male sexual behavior, which is called as the libido, and the hormone produces the anabolic, that means synthetic effect on the protein and carbohydrate metabolism. So testes are the primary sex organ which synthesize not just the sperms but also the hormone, and that hormone is synthesized by the cells called as Leydig cells. Their other name is interstitial cells. Now if you recollect this with the LH and FSH, you would be able to make out now. LH is responsible for activating the Leydig cells so that they start synthesizing the hormone, and that's why you have learned in the previous classes that LH is also called as ICSH, because IC stands for interstitial cells stimulating hormone. I hope that thing is now linked with this. Now let's go through the notes also. So as per the notes, there are two types of gonads. Gonads are the sexual primary sex organs, and they are mesodermal in origin, and they are mixed organs because they have the hormone secreting property as well as another activity. The main activity here is cytogenic activity or gamete formation activity. There are two types of gonads as per the sex: a pair of ovaries in female and a pair of testes in the case of male. Testes carry in the inside a large number of seminiferous tubule, and outside the gap between the various seminiferous tubule is the gap, and that gap space is called as interstitial. So in that gap there are certain cells present which are called as interstitial cells or Leydig cells, and they release the androgen. The main androgen is the testosterone, is the principal male hormone, and then there are Sertoli cells which are inside the seminiferous tubule which provides nutrition to sperm and release another hormone which is called as inhibin or actin hormone. Details will come in 12th. Now if there is a problem with this hormone synthesis, then it is possible it may cause gynecomastia, and we all know gynecomastia is very common when we enter into puberty. So this happens in the neonatal newborn baby as well as in puberty time due to increase in the production of estrogen inside the body of a male child or a boy, newly born child, or a boy entering into puberty. In the middle age and old age, there is reduction in the testosterone level, the main male hormone. That's why there is possibility of developing gynecomastia even in the middle age or in the